displaying here. The next here is a Foxit PDF reader. So it is a alternate tool for PDF purposes. The reason why I'm suggesting this particular tool is, let me show a particular example here. I have a PDF file here. This particular PDF is, so I'm going to open this particular PDF in Foxit PDF reader. Okay. So this is the software I'm going to use for PDF purpose. Earlier I was using Adobe Reader. So this time I started to use this particular Adobe Reader, PDF reader. So here I have an option called comment. When you're submitting some ebook to your student, or when you're giving some PDF document to the student, here they can highlight when they are reading. So remember, when you are taking a Xerox copy of the ebook, we use only pens and pencil for underlining. Here they can underline a particular keyword, and see here I highlighted. Okay, I'm editing a PDF file through Foxit PDF reader. It is not a converter which help us. It is a PDF reader which help us. Even I can type some information. For example, today's date is 11.06.2020. See, I'm typing in a PDF document. This is the beauty of this particular software. Once you press save, it will be saved. I'm going to open this particular PDF again. I'm going to open this particular PDF. See, I have included text in the PDF document. Earlier, we use PDF to Word converter, but this particular software. It is a free software. You can download from online. The name of the software is Foxit PDF reader. The student can download it. So imagine if a particular ebook is 1,000 pages or 500 pages, they can use this particular option. They can also even comment here. They can add a text. They can have a call out, like I'm going to have a call out. This is useful. Like this, you can have different options in this particular PDF reader. This is a PDF reader which is available in online for free purposes. I can save this. Later, I can open the particular document. See, after opening this particular document, I added this one. So in this particular time, when we are sharing the PDF file with the student, they can use this particular PDF reader at free of cost. They can make use of this for reading purposes. They can include the text, they can highlight the text, they can add some commenters, okay, through offline mode. This is a nice tool where you can suggest to your students. The next one is, let me close this one. The next software what I suggest you is pdfmate.com. So when you are going to create a PDF through chapter wise by using Microsoft Word document, so this is a free software where you can merge all the PDF into a single PDF. Okay, so right now I'm going to submit chapter 1 to my students today, maybe on chapter 2 on tomorrow. So when I'm going to use this particular software, I can directly merge the PDF files into a single ebook. I can give this particular ebook to the students. The next one, this is an alternate, the same like OneNote.com, where I can create a checklist online. It is an, I'm not going to show a demo of this one because I prefer OneNote.com and I compare to this checklist.com. You can use this particular free software where you can create online checklist when you are going for a class or when you are going for a shopping. You can create a checklist where if you have a smartphone, you have to install this application. But this is not a application where you are going to install through Play Store. You can create a checklist through online by using your account at free of cost. The next one, it is a Grillo.com, where you can create a nice PDF document through online at free of cost. The next, MyResume, it is also a free website where you can create a infographic through online. So remember, if the second diagram what I'm displaying is here COVID-19 timeline. Like this, you can create a stunning infographic without any programming skill or without any designing skill at free of cost. This particular website can directly go and visit here. After visiting this, you can create an infographic. When you are going to say, for example, if I'm a history teacher, I'm going to share the history of Indian, like this Indian economy or Independence Day like this. If you're, I'm going to share some history like this. I can create a timeline like this. I can go and I can visit this particular website. I can create a graphic without any designing skill at free of cost. So the next website, what I suggest to you is, see, imagine my uncle is a visually challenged professor. Okay, he's working as a principal in Chennai. So he's a visually challenged person where he has to depend on other person for every time when he wanted to read some textbook. So I suggest this particular website to my student or to you. Here he can include the text file. This text file will be converted into MP3 file. Imagine you have a notepad file in your computer, like you can add or directly upload the notepad file. The notepad file is a text document, right? And this particular text can be converted into MP3 file through online without any cost. It can be converted at free of cost. This output will be delivered to your email directly. Okay. So when you have a text document, you can simply upload and you can listen to audio files when you are on the way or when you are driving or when you are walking. Okay. This is a nice website. It's a free website to convert text to MP3 file. The next, this is another website. I think most of you have using this website where you can upload the URL of YouTube or any website where they can convert into a different format based on the devices what they have. Even there is an option, even you can edit the videos online. This particular website is good. It is a free website. The drawback is whenever you are visiting a free website online, there will be some advertisement where you have to accept it because they are making it at free of cost. This is a getpocket.com. So in previous examples, we were discussing about if a particular website mean where we can create audio, if a particular website where you can create only text file. This is a nice example I used last week where he can create a document in different format. He can create where you can create like a ebook in online. You can also include image, video, audio, text, and you can imagine like you are carrying a packet with the complete details like in different format. So this is famous in online. You can go to this particular website. There is some restriction for free usages where you can use it. In this particular website, you can create a particular document by combination of audio, video, text, and images. So Padlet is also one of the website where you can create a document or web page and everything. The next, infographics. I already told you that the infograph will be useful for designing or conveying the meaningful information to the student. The first one is plotly.com. It is a famous website where you can create a different graphs online. If you don't have Google or Microsoft account, we can go to visit this particular website. We can create different chart in online for the data exporting options. And next, this is a website given by the Google where we can create different graphs online. So it is not a part of google.com. It is available in the online at free of cost. You can go for developers.google.com. If you want to display some chart to the student, if you want to display some images in the different format, you can use this Google. The next, this one is infogram.com. As you can see, it is also a competitor for the previous website. You can create a different infographic information in online at free of cost. This we already discussed about Adobe for infographic. Adobe Spark also will help us to create a infographic for online. The next, so this is this particular session is about the ebook. Okay. So when you go for this particular .com, lulu.com, we can create an ebook at free of cost and we can publish it online. So this particular website is useful when you have a good content in your specific field. You can create an ebook in online. The lulu.com is a free of cost. So when you are going to print the file, print the document in a hard copy format, they will charge you. But this is good for creating an ebook in online. And the next, we know that Amazon is famous for Adobe Prime Video and for e-commerce website. Amazon is also famous for Kindle, where we know that we can read the e-books in online. This particular website, as you can see in the bottom, they have given self-publishing ebooks and paperbacks for free with Kindle Direct Publishing. If you visit this website with your Amazon account, you can create an ebook at free of cost. The additional benefit of this particular website is you can gain money from this particular website. The more person, when they are going to purchase the ebook, you'll get commercial benefit from this particular website. So Amazon, it is available for you. And if you take this particular website called Lambreth Academic Publishing, so it is a website where we can publish our ebooks at free of cost. The benefit of this particular website is they will give ISSN number for your ebook. But the real disadvantage is there are more ebooks are available. We are not confident whether the users will purchase our ebook or not. If you visit this particular website, they can publish your ebook in the format of document. No need to use any software for you, and they will give ISSN number for your ebook. So once if it is published online, so think like you are going to publish a book. So this is a book where this is a website where you can publish your book. If you are having a book for your computer network or computer compiler design or anything, you can upload your ebook content here, and they will publish it, and they will give ISSN number for your content. But the thing is, you should not use the plagiarism content when you are going to publish your ebook. Then another website is visimi.co, where you can create an ebook. So you can suggest like this website for your student, where you can create an ebook without any additional skills. And there is also a website called canva.com. So as we can see, there are different options are available for online, where we can create a blog like by using Blogger or Wix or WordPress. There are some interesting website where we can create some titles. See, if I'm going to use this particular sumo.com, so it is asking me some keywords. For example, what is the topic? What is the outcome? So based on this, this particular website will give me the interesting title for me. For example, if I'm going to write a title in a stunning concept, I can include a title like this: how to write a program like a boss. So like this, they will suggest you based on the keywords what you provide. So they all expected is only the keyword. Based on this keyword, they will suggest you nice title for your blog or for a website. The quiz, as we know that there are different websites are available for creating the online quiz. The one is menti.com, where I can create interact with the students, and the next one is kahoot.com. I'll show you a unique website where we can create an online quiz like Google Form in online. So this particular website is classmaker.com. So this is a unique website when compared to Google Form or Kahoot or Slido or any website. The reason is they will create a unique login for all the students. This is a free website. You can create where you can assign timer for each question. If you take Google Forms, there is no option where you can have timer for each question. For example, if I have 20 questions, I can assign 1 minute for each question. So the student has to complete the test within 20 minutes. But in Google Form, there is an option only for the timing to start and stop. But here they have different option. It is free for 100 users. So if you have students for 50 to 100, you can suggest this particular website with other faculty, where they have an option to conduct a quiz in online. So this is good when it is a formal website where you can create an online quiz. Cloud platform. Okay. So if you have a student who has an idea of creating different applications, we can suggest you these two websites. One is Heroku, and GitHub is also famous. These two websites will help you to upload your code in online like a project, so that it will be useful for other user. This is nothing but a cloud platform. There are different users are available in GitHub, where they already created a source code for you. You can also download the source code. This is a cloud platform. It is good for developers. If you have a student from MCA or MSc, you can suggest these two platforms for the student, where they can develop the code in online, where they can use it. Share code or text. So we all know that there are different websites are available for sharing code. I have a nice website called pastebin.com, where I'm going to create a temporary page for that classes. For example, at 2 o'clock, if I have a network class, I can create a Python code. I can simply paste the code here. As you can see, I have simple coding what I created using Java. So it has created me a temporary URL for my code. So like this, when I'm going to create 10 codings or 20 codings a program, so this is a website where you can share the content with the students without any registration. If you have 20 programs, so it will create a 20 URL for you at free of cost. The student can access this particular coding or particular text information without any registration. So this is good when you are going to share any programming where sharing any text information without any registration purpose. Plagiarism checker, as there are different plagiarism checker is there. I suggest you this particular plagiarism which is available in online. The lifetime license for this particular software is only 2,800, I think. It will be useful when you have a department. You can purchase a common software license. We can check the plagiarism from your student. But if you take the Google Classroom, there is an option to check plagiarism which is limited. Nowadays, Turnitin and Authenticate is very costly. This particular software is offline tool where you can also compare with a different document. So I'm using this particular plagiarism checker in order to check the plagiarism from the document submitted by the students. The next, regarding the writer, this one, I have a nice website called Quillbot.com. So when I started for creating a document, I was a little bit doubt whether my English is correct, whether I want to create the fluency in the sentence what I have. So this particular website, see, if you are not good in English, you can use this particular website. You can enter the data on the left side, and this will create a nice English in the right side. So here you can use more than 30 keywords. I think it is good for you where you need not to go for the premium mode. If you're going to write an article or a research paper, you can visit this Quillbot.com. You can write your own English in the left side. The moment you press Quill 8, it will give you nice English in the right side. As you can see, there are different standards are there, like standard English and fluency based and creative based. So if you are going to write an article for English literature, okay, you can use this particular tool. You can type your text here, and you can, the moment you go creative, it will create a nice English for you in the right side. So this is a free website you can visit, and you can improve your English when compared with the paid versions. And obviously, Grammarly, we know that it is available nowadays. They are providing an extension even with the Chrome also. So here also you can check your English. But when compared to this Grammarly, I suggest you this Quillbot, where it will create a nice English sentence for you based on your taste. Survey, when compared with Google Form, I personally suggest you this website also, where you can suggest when you are going to promote any product through online. You can use this surveymonkey.com, and compared with other website, this is good, where you can even create a quiz for you when you're going to create a survey for the product or survey for the class, or when you're going to get the feedback from the student. You can create this, use this particular website for getting the feedback or a survey from the students. A screen recorder, there are different screen recorders are available. As you can see, Soba sir. Soba sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sir, how much time we have, sir?
Sir, you can go ahead, sir. No problem, sir.
Sir, I think we crossed more than 1 hour.
Sir, how many slides do you have?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
We have only less than 10 or 15, I think, sir.
Okay, sir.
Let me complete in 10 minutes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So this is a recorder which we can access it in offline mode itself. It is nothing but we have a shortcut to access this particular screen recorder. The name of the software is GameBar. It's available as a free tool in Windows. Okay, so I'm going to access this particular software for recording in offline mode. So when you are going to create a video content for you, you need not to use any particular software. It is available in Windows itself. In order to access this particular software, you can use the key combination Windows plus G, so that you can access this particular software. It is a free screen recorder which comes along with the Windows operating system. The next one is Microsoft PowerPoint. As we all know that it is useful for creating the PowerPoint. There is an option called slideshow, where you can create a PowerPoint with the video and audio. Here you can see there is an option called slideshow, where you can create a narration, timing, and some media controls. The moment you present it from your computer, it will record both the video, which is available, which is in the screen, and also audio. So you need not to go for any third-party softwares. In the PowerPoint itself, you can have. So from the next day, when you are going to create, go for a class, you can simply create a PowerPoint. You can go for the slideshow, and you can use this particular option. You can present from the beginning. So it will be presented in online, and it will also record your voice. Okay. Later on, you can save the file as a video file from the Microsoft PowerPoint itself. So Microsoft PowerPoint is the best and simple tool where you can use the screen recording with audio purpose. You can save it in the video file. And this is also a free software, but the limitation of this particular software, it is an online software where we can simply use this particular software for recording a video in 5 minutes. If you take any website like Coursera, Udemy, or edX.com, they will have a video only which is less than 5 minutes. Okay, the reason is the users are not able to check or view the video for more than 5 minutes. They will get frustrated or bored for listening the video. So if you have this particular Chrome extension, actually it is a Chrome extension. You can install this Chrome extension through online. You can record the video. The beauty of this Chrome extension is the video will be stored in Google Drive directly. The only limitation is here we have only 5 minute limitation. But the difference between this particular slide and this one is this is an online tool and this is an offline tool. If you want, I can show a particular demo from this. Here I have an option called, I already installed this particular Chrome extension. As you can see, there is an option called right arrow. If you don't have, you can also install this by going through extension. In extension, as you can see, I have different extension. I can open Chrome Web Store. I can simply type Screen Castify. As you can see, this is the simple editor. So I already installed this particular editor so that I'm going to open this editor directly. The moment I press this editor online, it will open. Okay, it is an extension in the Chrome itself. As you can see, I can even record the browser tab, the entire desktop, or the webcam. So even I can embed this webcam also. So here I'm not using any additional software. I'm simply using my browser to record my webcam and also the entire screen. If I press this record screen, as you can see, video got enabled. So I can simply open the PowerPoint. I can display to my student. So this will be stored online in the Google Drive. So the limitation, the one limitation is here it is only for 5 minutes as a free option. So you can use this particular extension in online to create a video content for your students. The next one is offline screen recorder. So we discussed about this online screen recorder. Here I have an offline screen recorder. It is a free recorder. You can use atomisystem.com. You can download the recorder from online, where you can have your slides here and you can record the entire screen with the webcam and audio also. It's a free tool. We can download it. And the next one is screen recorder. It is also a free tool we can install for Windows or Linux or Mac OS. You can record your screen. And next, ShareX is also a screen recorder, which is available in this particular free website. In the website. And video editors, as we have different video editors. Clipcamp is an online editor. See, I have uploaded my MP4 file. As you can see, it has only limited option, but it is very useful, user-friendly website. You can upload your video file. So I can suggest you this particular tool, Screencastify. You can record your PPT with your webcam, and you can go to this particular website, clipcam.com. You can upload your video file. In this video file, you can add the images, you can add the text, and you can also export. It is a free tool. I repeat, it is a free tool. You can use this particular tool online for editing the videos. The next one I have Edpuzzle. It is also a website for creating the video. And next, the language editor. So in this pandemic situation, we are depending on the physical computers to execute our programs. So nowadays, MHRD is using this virtual lab, VLab, in order to execute the program through online. So here, I have a good example called codesculpture.org, which is a Python interpreter online, where you can use this interpreter in online. So you can suggest your students, see, if I'm a smartphone user, I need not to go for software to edit the file or to run the program. I can also suggest my students where these website will have an interpreter for different languages. See, where they need only the mobile with data connection, they can execute the languages in different platforms. I've given only two examples. One is related to Python, and this one is related to W3 School. This in this particular website where we can access the tutorials, or also we can execute our program where they have their inbuilt interpreter. So like this, you can go for online interpreters where you need not to install and execute your programs. The next, offline video editors. So in the previous slides, we discussed about the online video editor. This particular editors are the offline editors. Here you can see OBS. It's a free offline editor. You can download and you can install in your computer. It is a free project available. And the next, Kdenlive. So I personally used this particular software for creating this one. It is also a free one where you can download and where you can edit it. These softwares are free, where you need not to pay any money for this. Earlier, I was using Adobe Premiere and the Sony software, but in these days, I'm not using any paid software because those softwares were the crack software. So I am using this Kdenlive. It is a free tool where you can download, and it is also a user-friendly tool for video editing option in the offline. So you can create a screen recording and you can edit the video in the offline by using this particular website. So OpenShot is also a free tool, which is a offline tool. You can download and you can use it. And the next, so in this time where we are having a student, we are not able to meet our student, we can suggest a student the online courses where they can create the content. When they're coming back to the colleges or for the school, they can make use of these online courses, which is available at the free of cost due to this pandemic situation. So the number one is Oracle is providing some certifications through online. And here I have TCS, they are providing some online certification at free of cost. And next, Amazon is providing some certification. We know Amazon is famous for machine learning. And we have Microsoft, where they have free certification. And Microsoft is also providing different certification. These are the options available for learning option. And we know that AICTE is also providing some link. In the left, we have edX.com, where we can access the courses from top universities in online. And this is also a website where you can suggest your students to get the fund for your researches. And the next, I'm going to display one beautiful website. We know that TED is famous for checking the videos. Sometimes before when I was studying my master classes, I used TED for learning English. If you take a TED website, it is good where they use a nice English, where they can share the content online. So here I'm not using this particular website for learning purpose, where you can suggest this particular website to your student, where you can share the video files. For example, say here I have a TED.com, ed.ted.com, and there is an option called search. I can enter the keyword, or I can directly copy and paste any YouTube video. So imagine I don't have anything. I have only a mobile with the browser. So I can directly go to the YouTube. I can copy any URL. I can paste here. So here in the next screen, I'm displaying one example. I have given a particular keyword called cloud computing. Instead of this keyword, I can paste the URL from YouTube. Okay. So here I have given the cloudcomputing.com. It is displaying the videos from which is available online. So here, so what is the benefit if I'm going to use this particular website name? I can create and edit the videos, and I can share the videos to my students, which is already available. So I can simply see here, it is giving me different options. Like for this demo purpose, I have used the particular video in the left side, which is nothing but what is cloud computing. And then I have added some text. Okay, so like this is the introduction, and you can add different text here. So video which is already available, I'm going to make use of this video and I'm going to add the text. Okay, for example, if they are explaining what is cloud computing, I can include my own text in the right side. So as you can see in the top, in this particular slide, a URL is created for me from this particular TED.com. So this URL I can share with my student, where the student need not to have an account in TED.com. It is a free website. When you have a plan to share some YouTube videos with your additional text information, see when you have some information to talk about the particular available video, you can use this particular website when you want to share this information. The next, we have Google Classroom. We have different options, like we have Google Classroom, and there are different options like Class Dojo. It is a website where you can create a classroom environment at a free of cost. Okay, when you are working in a school or when you are working in a college, we never know that when the college will reopen. Even if it is reopened, we can't predict that whether it is a 6 days in a week or it is going to be alternate in a week. We can create a classroom environment here, like in Google Classroom, and we can assign some asynchronous topics to our students. Either we can suggest some videos to the student, we can assign some quiz in online through this classroom environment. The next, Class 1 to 3, it is also a free website where you can create a classroom environment for your student. They can submit the assignment online. You can also submit the text online. The next, New Edmodo is a website. Here also you can create a classroom environment for your student. And finally, see, we learned different tools like audio, video, image, and different tools we discussed, and we discussed some of the benefit. We discussed some of what is some of the disadvantage of the tools. So how it will be useful for me as a teacher. So when you check about this particular website called udemy.com, if you have a nice video tutorial for your course, so I hope I can even imagine I have a professor who is very good in compiler design. So I never seen a particular any professor who is good in compiler design after my college days. So here, what I suggest you is, if you have a good technical skill, create a video either in online or offline. Go to this particular websites like Udemy, where you can be an instructor. Once you upload your videos in online, you'll get commercial benefits from this particular website. So only thing, you have the skill and you have the tools for creating the videos. So finally, I'm expecting, or we are also creating the videos like this. So I suggest you to go for a website like Udemy or Coursera. Here you can act as an instructor. You can upload your video, make your video in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, where you will be benefited. If so, for example, if you visit this particular website right now, in order to purchase a course, it is only 700 or 800. Imagine if 1,000 students are subscribing for your videos, man, you will get benefited, and it is useful in these days. You can earn money if you have the skills. Okay. Thank you, sir. Subha sir.
Dear AK sir, that was an extensive compilation of various tools. It was very useful and wonderfully presented, sir. And I thank you on behalf of the PG Department of Computer Science, Bishop College, and on behalf of the participants. I thank you, sir, for taking pain in presenting very, very useful tools to us. Sir, moving on to the queries, I will post the queries to you and you can answer that, sir. Shall we move on,
Okay,
sir?
sir.
Okay,
yes,
sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
The first query is, when you record videos using the screen software, sometimes we end up with videos of large size files. Videos
Yes, sir,
whose
yes,
file
sir.
size is very large. So
Yes.
how to minimize the size of the videos without compromising on the quality and the audio?
Sir, when you're going to when you're going for the compression, obviously you will lose the quality. Right now, I'm not using any free tool. I'm using the paid version. For example, I have Wondershare video converter. Sir, can you see the screen, sir? My screen.
Sir, no, sir.
1 second,
No.
sir.
You'll have to share the screen, I said.
1 second. Yeah, I'm just doing this. Can you see, sir?
Sir, this is your desktop screen, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'm using this particular Wondershare video converter. It's a paid one. So I never suggest you to go for a compression of your videos. So if you are going to compress the video or audio, you have to accept that definitely you will lose the quality of this one, sir.
Okay. So the Wondershare is part of this Filmora, right? Yes, sir. Filmora.
Yes, sir. It's a
Wondershare.
paid one. That is why I have not suggested this one for the participants.
Audience. Okay, sir. The second question is that how to import images as watermarks in certificates?
Sir, this we can create in Microsoft Word itself, sir. In Google Slide, it has an option where you can also. The question is how to include a watermark or what, sir?
Yes, sir. They asked like that. Yes, sir. The query is like
Can
that.
you please repeat the question, sir?
In certificate generation, sir. In certificate generation, generating certificates online.
Okay.
How to include watermarks? How to include images as watermarks? Sir.
Sir, if you go to Google Slide, there is an option called where there are predefined template are there where we need not to create a watermark from our side. The watermark will be created in the template which is already available, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, moving on to the next query, sir. You told us about software to convert text into MP3, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the query is there: is there any software to convert MP3 into text?
So that I didn't check it. If you want, I can share, sir, and I will let you know, sir. Sir,
Okay,
this I learned this particular tool in online because I already mentioned my uncle is a visually challenged person.
Yes,
So
yes.
for him, I started to use this one. So now he is using this for learning. Listening this one, sir.
Okay. Okay, sir. So,
sir, in Microsoft Word itself, there is an option where we can use, say nowadays, even if you have the smartphone, we can convert our audio into text. Like we can configure different keyboard, like Google keyboard is there. Where we can, even in WhatsApp also, when you press this mic button, it will ask you whether to include English language or a different language. You can directly include that. But let me check that audio to text one, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, you mentioned about the tools that are online tools, and the query from a participant is that which one is better, online tools or offline tools?
Sir, that is what in the first slide itself I have given, sir. You can suggest the student in different tools for on different days so that they will not get bored. So this question is about for what purpose, sir?
No, sir. The participant has asked us,
okay,
which one is better, online tools or offline tools?
Sir, obviously offline tool is good, sir. The reason why I'm not suggesting online tool is it will consume more data when you are going to upload your video or the audio files. Sir. The reason why users are going for online tool is it will be, see, I have a smartphone. I do not install the software. So I can simply use the smartphone for video editing. The particular website clipgrab.com. We can upload the video file from our website where I need not install an app from Play Store or anything.
Okay, sir. Okay,
so,
sir.
Offline tool is always best when you are going for, so if you don't have an option to install this in your software. So imagine if I'm going to work the document in browsing center, they will not allow me to edit the video. So for that time, I can use this kind of online tool. I can create the content. So sir, last month I came to know that even there is a lack of even if I have money also, I'm not able to purchase the laptop. The reason is in this pandemic situation, there are more online classes are available. The cost of the laptop is also increased. Even if you have money, we can't go for high configuration at this time. So for that purpose, we can go for a laptop which is less configuration. we can go for this online tools at free of cost. The one drawback is data consumptions. Obviously, we can't blame them.
Okay, sir.
So the choice is there, so they can use any tool for their purpose.
Okay, sir. So the next question is sir, about Foxit PDF. You said something about the ability
Yes,
to.
sir. It is a free PDF reader and it is an alternate for Adobe Reader, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So can we develop a PDF from scratch, sir? Or can we develop an
No, sir. It is a PDF reader, sir. That is why I mentioned when I was discussing that one. It is an alternate for Adobe Reader. When you open any particular PDF document, so the reason why I suggested that one is when you are going to share an ebook for the student, they can't underline by using pencil or pen, no, sir. This particular software will help them to make a highlight or a comment for that purpose. It is an alternate for Adobe Reader, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So, okay, sir, we have come to the end of the presentation. And on behalf of the PG Department of Computer Science and the participant, I extend my hearty congratulations to you on a wonderful presentation. And may I now request Dr. R. Jemima Priyadarshini ma'am to offer the vote of thanks.
Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, his love endures forever. First and foremost, I thank God Almighty for his blessings and guidance in the successful conduct of this webinar. I, on behalf of the Computer Science Department, Shift 2 of Bishop Heber College, extend my hearty thanks to the entire webinar organizing team and all who have joined their hands in organizing this event. I wish to express my gratitude to our principal, Dr. D. Paul Dayabaran, for providing encouragement and support to conduct this event. I am very grateful to our beloved head of the department, Dr. Sober Smiles David, sir, for having taken initiatives and efforts to conduct series of webinars. Thank you, sir. It's my duty to thank our coordinator and head Department of Computer Science aided, Dr. J.G.R. Satyasilan, sir, for his prayerful presence and blessings. It's my pleasure to thank our resource person, Dr. N. Arul Kumar, Assistant Professor, Christ University, Bangalore, for sharing his knowledge. Thank you, sir. My special thanks to all the participants who have joined through Zoom and YouTube for this live session. I extend my thanks to the IT support team for helping us in organizing this event. Once again, thank you all for making this event with your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your vote of thanks. And at last, I would like to thank the participant. Without you, this may not be a successful event. Even in this pandemic situation, we were in a tight schedule. I appreciate you. I thank you for your active participation. And also, I thank the management of Bishop Heber College, and I thank the management at Christ University for giving me the opportunity. And I thank Anand sir, Anna Lilchali madam, and Satyasilan sir, Soba sir, Jemma madam, and other technicians who helped me for this successful event.
Thank you, sir. And I'm going to make a general announcement. I request the participants to kindly fill the feedback form. The link is given in our Zoom meeting as well as in our YouTube channel. All you have to do is submit the feedback form before 5 p.m. today. So those participants who have submitted their feedback forms will only receive their certificates. We hope that you had a fruitful session of learning. Stay indoors and stay safe. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the opportunity, sir. Shall I cut the call, sir?
The participants, one more general announcement. You will receive your certificates within 24 hours. The certificates will reach you within 24 hours. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Arul Kumar, sir. Thank you.
I feel that I am in a home, sir, when I'm having a session with our colleagues.
Yes, sir. Yes,
thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Shall I cut the call, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.